Welcome all to the weekly outlook. Boone here from EWPRO. Looking at the DXY on the daily, nothing's changed. We're still in this correction. This looks like a very corrective here, so I wouldn't be surprised we get another move up. I'd be watching that 100 fib for your target. So I'm very much bullish still. Nothing's really changed on the H4 either. We do have three down here, so any bullish setup you get, you can look for a buy to go and bait the top. Ideally, to get up to that 100 fib. As for setups, there is no real nice setup at this stage. It's a riskier trade. You could go down to the lower time frames and look for a nice buy setup. AU, we're waiting for this wave 4 on the daily. It's a time factor here. This looks rather corrective in here. And when we go down to the lower time frame, um, we can get a lower low here. This is looking rather corrective. I wouldn't be surprised if we do get another one up in here before it goes down and breaks the low. It's really on the lower time frames that you're trading this at this stage, because I am looking at all this as corrective. But as you can see, you may get like another one up in here. There possibly is a ball hidden there, but yeah, I'd be scalping a buy. No, no, there is no ball hidden at this stage, but I'd be looking for a buy to just break that top, and then, if you got a nice sell set up, well, then you could look for a sell to go and break the low. GU on the daily, looking for more upside. I'm looking for this larger C up in here. We have broken this top here now. Oh, we did last week, and I mentioned, we've broken that, so just waiting for a correction in here. We get a nice correction, we can look for a buy. So corrective mode. You could look for a buy here. Like, I'd be looking for, like, if you got three down in here, you could look for a buy set up on the lower time frames just to go up and break that top. We do have a bull hidden there. So it's really just scalping at this stage, really. EG on the daily, this in here is looking very corrective as well. So I'm still expecting more down in this C wave. H4, it's looking very corrective. Again, we may get a high here before it falls over and breaks the low. So you just got to be careful, really. All the majors are very similar. NU, we did get three down in here. So we can, if we get a correction in here, we can look for a buy on the daily. So doesn't look like we've broken this top here over there. It doesn't look like we've broken it over here. So at this stage, there is that bear hidden. But if we do get a nice correction in here, you definitely could look for a buy. It's probably a little bit early to tell, but this does look like it's starting to look rather corrective in here. So yeah, H1 we are getting all hidden here as well. So definitely could look for a buy just to break that top. GY, it's just kept on going, GY on the daily. So I would have really liked to see a nice move down, like in here, some sort of an A, B, C, and then look for the buy. It's just kept on going. So really, I'd be leaving this alone. Overall, we are getting a lot of bearish divergence on the daily. There is no sell set up. If anything, you're really only just trading with this trend here. Um, More than likely, we'll get a higher high here. We do have a ball hidden there, so if you go down onto the lower time frames, you may get a buy set up to buy just to break that top, just a scalp. UY, we got them up. I'd be pretty much staying out of this one. If you're going to trade, I'd be looking at GY. This one here, we've got an impulse down, and all this is corrective. So we could get some sort of a like A, B, C in here, and then an A, B, C before you get an A, B, C, some sort of larger flat, and then more upside. Um, so this one could be quite choppy. It's yeah, definitely, for scalping, I'd be looking at GY at this stage. I'd be leaving UY alone. USD CAD, we did go up and break this low. We had the 5 down here. Um, the wave 5 went a lot further than I thought, this wave 5. And it was very deep too, this wave 4. But like I said at the time, I'm still bullish until that low's broken. That low never got broken, and we had that bull hidden there, and it went up and broke the top. Now just waiting for a larger correction. Like, need 3 down, basically, and then we can look for buys longer term. I mean, you're really just scalping at this stage. We've already got the 5 up, so um, probably got some sort of a like 1, 2, 3. You wait for a wave 4 and trade a wave 5 down. So I'd be sitting on the sideline on UCAD for a while now. Swissy, we're looking to get up to this 100 fib here. It's very slow. We already had the 5 up. So, I mean, this can be a flat here. And, we go up and break the top. But really, it's quite risky. Mm, I'd be pretty much staying out of it. Not really much on it. No, it's very slow. E.g., we got the 5 up in here. Like I've mentioned, we had the ABC here. It never went though. Instead, we're getting some sort of a larger correction after these 5 up. At the time, we were in here, and I was just saying, keep out of it. It could go either way, and it fell over. So, if anything, you're looking for some sort of a downside. The trend's obviously down. Um, you could scalp in that direction, but what I'd be looking for is, well, I mean, if we come up, break this top here, and then you get a correction, you could look for a buy scalp just for a C up. And once you get the 3 up, well, then, if you get a bear set up, you could look for a sell to go and break the low. So, yeah, it's just scalping. WTI, like I've been mentioning, a lot of people we had that big rundown in here, and everyone says it's going to crash. Well, I've been saying that until this low here is broken, this can go up and break the top with that ball hidden. So there's nothing to say that this won't go up and break the top. It's more on the lower time frame, but there is a chance that this is a wave 4, and we are getting a bear hidden here. So it's not the time to be buying, but I mean, this was here. This was the time to buy here. We got a bear hidden now. And we got like 1, 2, 3. We're getting a wave 4 with a bear hidden. So this week still can get a wave 5 down. But if you're in the buys, this was where we wanted to buy. So I mean, you could have bought this as well, but this is more of a triangle here. A little bit more difficult, but definitely could have looked to buy it. We didn't have any bearish divergence, so definitely can look to buy. But now it's already broken the top, and we're starting to get that bearish divergence. So now is definitely not the time to be buying. You're either in this or you're not. If you're not in it, well, you've missed it. And there's nothing you can do. You just got to wait now. Ideally, now we're getting that bearish divergence. If we get a nice impulse down, a bearish setup, oh, I don't know what happened there, but if we get a nice impulse down and a bearish setup in here, we can look to go and sell to go and break the low. But until that happens, you're pretty much staying out of this, unless you're scalping with, this trend. And since we started to get that bearish divergence, it starts to get risky. So gold, we got the C down. We're getting that C down. So I'm only really looking for buys at this stage. I'd really like to see this low here broken. So then we get 5 down. I'll just double check to see if it has broken the low yet. It hasn't broken the low. So ideally it does break this low, and then we can start to look for buys. Until that happens, it's very risky because this could be just a correction like an A, all this is a B, and we get a C up in here, a flat, before we get more downside. So really only looking for buys, but there is no buy set up on it. Unless you go right down onto the lower time frames. You could look for a buy on the lower time frames, but then it's just a scalp. I'll quickly go down to the lower time frame to give you an idea of what we could do here. This is right down on the M15. We got a nice impulse up. We get a correction in here. You can look for at least 3 up. Silver's virtually the same as gold. We got the C down. This one has broken the low again. We had the 5 down already, gave another correction and more downside, so we got an extended wave in here. But it's really we've got to be careful because we have like 3 down here breaking the low. So this can be an A, a B. We get a C up in here, a flat, and then more downside. So definitely can look for buys at this stage, right down onto the lower time frames. But I'd be looking at gold because if I go down to the M15 on silver, you'll see the difference. That's the low there on silver, not here. So on gold, it's over here, and we got a nice impulse up, and you're getting a correction. Well, we're getting a correction here, but this is the low here, so it's not ideal. Um, Gold would be a better trade, in my opinion. Bitcoin, any buy setup we get, we're looking for the buys, like I've been saying ever since we got this 5th wave down here. Um, any buy setup you get, you can look for a buy. Um, this one didn't go very far here. Excuse me. So it is becoming quite choppy. I was looking at this flat in here. This like A, B, C, that flat there to get it A, B, C. It did go up and break the top, but it didn't go very far, which is quite surprising. I thought it might have went a little bit further than that. But either way, I'd still be looking at this trend here and going with that trend. I don't think we have a bull hidden there. No, we don't have a bull hidden or anything. So it is quite risky to buy. Um, I'd just go down onto the lower time frames, the M15, and scalp pretty much. Like gold and silver, we got a nice impulse from a low. If we get a correction in here, you can look for a buy for at least 3 up. You use that as your stop loss or wherever you got in the low of the correction. So yeah, ideally it goes up and breaks that top. But yeah, you may just get a 3 up. So you'd have to monitor it quite well, the trade. But yeah, I'd be looking for a buy. We've got a nice correction in here. Look for at least a C up. S&P 500, we got that wave 5 up on the weekly. We're just messing around right up the top here now. I'd be staying out of it. You I was looking at this flat over here to go up and break the top. It never did. So this is a correction there, another correction here. So, we're getting some sort of an A, B, C. Then you get an A, B, C. It's more scalping. Well, at this stage, you'd definitely be looking for sells, like in here. And you definitely can look for a sell, but we need a little bit of a correction here. We got a nice impulse down, so we just need a correction. If you get that correction and then a sell set up, you definitely could look for at least 3 down. And we're right up the top of the market too, so it could fall hard. You never know when you reach the top, so we may be at a top here. So it might be worth giving it a go if you get a nice setup. AU on the other hand, or AU 200, we got an A, a B. I'm looking for a C up here. It's just very slow. We sort of broke out of this trend line here, and it gave another correction, and it's giving another correction now. Yeah, I mean, you can only look for buys here, but it's starting to become very, not reliable. We get another correction in here. And we got to break out of here. But like this one here, when it broke out of here, it come back and, gave a deep correction. So I don't really like, you could look for the buy, of course, if you do trade this, but I think there's better indices out there to trade. The FTSE, I mean, it's pretty much looking at, I was looking at some sort of an A, B, C here, and then we get an A, B, C, larger flat before we get, more upside. So we're really in a correction here. So, I mean, it's going to be risky. More than likely, this top here will be broken. We do have a bull hidden there, so more than likely it'll shoot up, break that top, and then it could give you a bearish setup. If it gave you a bearish setup, I mean, I'd be more interested in a sell because this top here has been broken over here, so we already have 3 up. Yeah, but on the lower time frames, it looks like we're going to get more upside in here with that bull hidden. So yeah, it's really just scalping. Lastly, on the DAX, this one's already completed. We've already got I mean, we're always looking. This had a bull hidden in here. So when we had this down in here, I said, this can go up and break the top until this low here is broken. It never broke that low, and it went up and broke the top. And we're looking for an A, B, C, A, B, C to go up and break the top. It's already broken the top. This is starting to get quite choppy here. We're really just looking for a sell setup, but it's not giving us any sell setups. And even now, it's still not giving us a sell setup. There's a bull hidden here, so you got to be very careful. This can go up and break this top before we get a nice impulse down and a bearish correction and a sell setup. This is what I'd be waiting for. You could look to scalp this up here and all that, but you can see what it's doing is very choppy. So it's just scalping. If you're looking for a buy in here, you definitely want to be a break even at the break of that top and even take half off. So I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.